Namaste, I'm Jyoti. I'm the founder director of Ajanta Vihara Institute of Spiritual Sciences. Once again, in this video, I will be talking about fifth dimensional consciousness. For last few weeks, I have been bringing to you various tips, things that you can do to align yourself to this beautiful consciousness of love. We are in the dusk period of the last era, which is known as Kali Yuga in Hindi, in Sanskrit. And it is the era of darkness. When we say darkness, we don't mean the bad witches or, the dark tantra, voodoo, all that taking over, or world getting over because of all kind of natural disasters and all, or wars and all. When we say era of darkness, all these things happen as a result of the consciousness we choose to be. Era of darkness is the era of fear, when life is fear driven. For centuries we have been into this era. We lead a life of fear. Our life is driven, our choices, our decisions, our experiences are driven. In fact, our experiences are limited because of the fear. Pick up anything in our life, pick up our education system, pick up the day we are born, pick up the day we die, pick up the day we get our job, pick up the day we fall in love, pick up the day we choose to get married, pick up the day our children are leaving us. Every day starts with fear. Every day ends with fear. That is why we have worry. You might not understand fear as directly fear, but if you are worried constantly, if you are anxious constantly, if you are sad all the time, if you are angry all the time, anger is grief. If you are all the time experiencing negativity, you're all the time stressing, you're all the time nervous, and most of the times you are living, living, earning, thinking about, planning about, how you need to secure your future, then also it's fear. That doesn't mean you don't secure your future, you do, but the constant worry comes from fear. So we live in this era of fear, and that is the darkest of the era, that is the darkest of the existence, because fear is between 20 to 40 hertz frequency, and fear brings anger, fear brings grief, fear brings sadness, fear brings, because fear also brings an expectation to be protected, a need to be protected or looked after, or need to kind of be where you feel safe. And that's why society, community, opinion of the society, validation of people around us, validation of our family becomes so important. So this era of era of darkness, this fear era that we are currently into, has kept us into very low frequency existence. And because of this, we have not been able to live, or experience this human life in its totality. We have about, say for example, 114 chakras. And now these are the chakras that normally are mentioned. Of course, there are thousands of minor chakras, but these are the chakras which you can say like lead smaller groups of chakras. Now, 7 are the major, which are believed to be the pathways to various light. Now, out of these 114, to me there are 117. The common theory is that there are 113 or 114, but I'll go with what I've experienced, and I'll go with the knowledge that I carry from higher consciousness of great masters, the great shamans, and I've been clearly guided to understand that there are 117 chakras. In fact, there are a lot of people who say that you can manage, your 6 major chakras, but 7 is not in your control. I personally do not agree to that, because of course, if you're trying to impart a control onto your seventh chakra the way we understand control, it's not going to work, because the seventh chakra, which is suspended here, actually has three levels of connection. And once you understand how to be at each level and how each level works, then you can even experience that chakra in its complete potential. So if even 21 of our chakras are working, even if say 15% of our chakras are working, we will end up enjoying abundant life. We'll have good health, wealth, prosperity, name, love, everything. Most of us today, most of us in general, I'm saying the human population today is existing somewhere between 8 to 12% of complete chakra working. And you can imagine, if we start to rise up, how beautiful it is going to be for each one of us. But that also means that dependency, the fear-based dependency will decrease. And that's not a good news for many, right? Because of course, it's not a good news for people like all of us, common public, who wants to come out of that, because they have formed certain habits over the generation. And of course, for a lot of people who control the systems, control our lives, by maybe being the job providers, being the source of our livelihood, or we depend on for our health, for our wellness, for our law, for running our countries, running our lives as such, because leaving the dependency from fear also means setting yourself free. Anyway, we are not going to get into that. Everybody to their own understanding of how they would like to be in that fear space. But if you are watching this video, my guess is that you are seeking something beyond just a regular human existence. My guess is that you are seeking your path of purpose, or maybe you found it, but you now want to ascend further on it. You want to experience beyond your physical reality, your material reality. So one of the most important things to do is start focusing on loving yourself. Because I have also realized that although we think we love ourselves, we are normally attached to what we think others think of us. So if somebody loves us in a certain way, that becomes our validation, and we love ourselves according to that, and we try to make ourselves perfect or best to what their needs are. So important, if you really want to align yourself to fifth dimensional consciousness, is start moving away from this need to be validated. Start moving away from this attachment that you have to the validation that others bring to you. And try to practice a lot of self-validation. That's very important, because if you love yourself, you are going to eventually end up loving the source, because we are part of that ocean. That ocean is universe, divine, God, whatever you want to call. Lord Krishna said something beautiful in Bhagavad Gita, and I'm going to read that for you. Only by love can men see me and know me and come unto me. And this is so true. This is what I preach all the time and I practice. Love is the only truth. The only truth is love. Love is the only energy that heals, and love is the only way forward for fifth dimensional consciousness. We are into the dusk period, so you're still able to get away with the fear frequency. But as we come into the resting period between the dusk of era of darkness and the dawn of era of love, era of truth, we are going to find it very difficult to stay at this frequency. And in fact, lot of shift will happen in our environment, and lot of shift will happen to human race also. Lot of people who choose to be at this frequency will have to be not part of this movement, not part of this transition, their bodies will not be able to handle it. Their human body frequency is not going to handle it, and disintegration will happen of people who are at such frequency. I don't want to, put in fear, but this is the fact. Moving forward, the only frequency that will work is the frequency of love. And that is why I have been bringing these tips to help you align yourself to this frequency and, experience this fifth dimensional consciousness. So, what you can do, like I've spoken about breathing techniques, I've talked about Kundalini, I've given you some basic 15 steps in some of my videos. So, if you haven't watched those videos, please go and watch those videos. In this particular one, I am once again going to emphasize on Kundalini, not Kundalini as the way, all these gurus or practitioners of spirituality, yoga talk about. I don't want you to be in separation consciousness with Kundalini. Please don't fear. Don't start your journey of understanding Kundalini, with fear. Do not just try to experiment with your body. Do not try to experiment with things that that right now you don't understand. Right now it's not into awareness. But start with the confidence. Understand one thing: your body is a well-equipped machine. It is so well equipped that it knows how to give you the best. Challenge comes in the operator who manages this machine. And who is this operator? This operator is your mind. So it is very important for you to align your mind to the engineering of this machine that you have. Who is the designer of this? The designer is, of course, the soul. The soul comes from this one single consciousness. So you need to, that's why, go to the designer to understand the engineering of this machine, right? Which means the more you allow yourself to connect with your soul, the more you allow yourself to be in your soul consciousness, easier it gets for you to train the operator to operate this machine in a proper manner. And that is why it will help for you to understand what are chakras, why chakras are important, what is our energy body, why our energy body is important. We all know about the 7 major chakras, right? But we do not know about a lot of other things. We also do not understand how these chakras are able to manage our physical body. We look at chakras as something that you only activate in meditation. Chakras is something that you only deal with in meditation, or you got to be spiritual, or if you want to be spiritual, you need to tap on your chakras. It's not like this. Every day, in and out of your daily routine, 24/7, your chakras are the one that are managing this body. This body is nothing but what do you say, it's a collective machine. Like, it's a machine that has all these wheels. Like, for example, grandfather's clock. When you open it, you just see wheels everywhere. Wheels. Even if you're the earlier mechanical wristwatch, which if you open, you'll just see wheels, lot of wheels. That's how our body is, a whole lot of wheels, and these wheels are chakras. So if you can allow yourself to open up to this theory, about what chakras are. And a lot of people have been asking me, can you help us understanding, because there's so much out there and everything just talks about chakra as a spiritual thing or as an emotional thing. How do I understand how chakra is important? What is the significance of chakra in my material reality, and how these chakras can help me into finding my balance from material reality to my spiritual reality? These are not separate to me, these are one. Trust me, there is no separation. All right, these are part of the same sphere. It's like if you look at our earth, if it's night, it might be day somewhere else. So it's the same thing. If you are into your material, then your spiritual is on the other side. If you're on the spiritual, it is on material is on this side. But it's part of the same sphere, you see. So, and that balance is very important. So what I'm going to do is, because so many people have been asking me, next my video I will only focus on chakras, for you to understand how you can connect without any guidance as such. Of course my guidance is coming through video, but other than that, like, rather than, you know, trying to spend all your energy in trying to find courses and keep doing courses after courses, keep going from, you know, one teacher to another, how you can start basic at home to align yourself to this truth consciousness. But I would like to wrap up this video by letting you know that it is important for you maybe to do some basic meditation techniques. So one meditation technique I would like to leave you with till my next video next week is that when you do your breathing, you know, when you are breathing deep, try to disconnect from this body. How are you going to do it? Just let your mind tell your body, put this thought, I'm not this body, I'm not this body, and keep breathing in. And every time you exhale, also try to disconnect from your mind. So first you're giving control to your mind by saying, I am not this body. You are inhaling, right? Then you start to tell, and when you inhale, the vibrations are felt at the bottom, which means your Kundalini energy gets that message, I'm not this body, which is very important because Kundalini energy holds all the matter energy, you know, powerful matter energy of where we are on earth. So it is going to get that message, I'm not just body, which means it'll open up to allowing lot of prana from various different energy fields, right? Because you are not in separation consciousness with everything else. Then when you exhale is when vibrations go up, right? Which means your third eye activation. That's when you also tell, I am not this mind. So I am not this body, inhale. I am also not this mind, exhale. Keep doing it, and maybe for say 20 minutes, 15 minutes, do it at night before sleeping. When you get up in the morning, also try to do it. And then next week when we meet, I'm sure you would have already experienced some kind of a shift. Till next time, love and light.